what we do here is
bringing Linux to you. Hey guys, Max here with ME and ever since I have wanted to build a home theater PC, I've always wanted it to be able to do 4K video playback. Now, when it comes down to that, there is no motherboard or processor that had the ability to do that with HDMI. Well, until Intel came out with 7th gen Intel processors, and AsRock decided to come out with a motherboard that has HDMI 2.0 on it. Now the board I'm talking about is the AsRock Z270 Gaming-itx motherboard, and what this has is the HDMI 2.0, like I said. This also has a USB-C plug on the back, or adapter on the back, and that has full Thunderbolt 3 to it, and that is a full 40 gigabits a second. Now, to go with that motherboard, I'm going to be pairing that with Intel Core i3 7350K. Now, I could have gone with an i5 or an i7, but I think the i3 is going to be able to handle video playback. I'm not going to make this necessarily a gaming system or a Steam machine, and the reason I did get it, the overclocked version of this i3, was so in case I wanted to make it like a Steam machine or a living room gaming PC, then I could just add a graphics card and I'd be good to go. Now, to go on top of that CPU, since it's a K version and it doesn't come with the Intel stock CPU cooler, I'm going to be using the Thermaltake Engine 27 PMW cooler. And the thing I think interesting about this is that it is a full metal body with a full metal fan, everything about it's metal, and it can handle up to a 70 watt TDP processor, which is perfect since my i3 is a 65 watt. So to go with the red theme of the motherboard, I'm going to be using some Ballistix Sport Series RAM, the new version. I think it'll complement the board well. And then for hard drives, I'm just going to use the Intel 600 series NvMe 256 gig hard drive, or M.2 NvMe drive. Now, all those parts have got to go into a case, and I've always had a sweet spot in my heart for Fractal design, so I chose to put it all in the Node 202. Now, the great thing about the Node 202 is that down the road, if I do plan or decide to game, I can fit a full-size graphics card into this PC case. So here's the box. Let's dig in. Come to that later. Besides the motherboard in this box, we have the back plate, a nice Wi-Fi antenna. It's not just little stick antennas that come out the back of your motherboard. It has some cable and some double-sided tape, so you will be able to route this to, say, the top of your case or to the back of your TV, so you can have a decent Wi-Fi connection without having a bunch of stuff in the way. Also comes with the M.2 mounting screw, along with two SATA 3 6 gigabit SATA cables. It also comes with your software guide setup book, quick installation guide with a postcard, I guess, and your driver's CD with a little sticker in the driver's CD. Okay, so here is my build for my home theater PC. Now, as you can see, I have everything into the Node 202 case, and if you look, there's the Engine 27 CPU cooler with the RAM and everything plugged in. I also am using that Intel 600p NvMe drive. It's not the fastest, but I got a great deal on it. Also, I'm not using a graphics card at the moment, and I also have two open slots for two 2.5-inch drives. Other than that, I'm going to start this baby up and we'll see how she goes. Another quick thing, I also picked up to work with my Harmony Ultimate remote is the Flirc 2nd generation. There we go. The Flirc 2nd generation IR Receiver. So I will be able to control this home theater PC through the Harmony remote. So if you look at the new Flirc, it has a metal exterior with the black end on the opposite side of the USB plug, and that's where it's going to be receiving the infrared signals. But I like this one since it has a full metal exterior and it's not as big as the old one, and it just looks a lot cleaner and just classy looking, I guess you could say. And it should go with my case quite well. Alrighty, let's boot this. And we're in. Sorry that it's kind of a camera at a monitor. I don't have a capture card yet, so. But hopefully next video or so I'll have one. So as you can see, that we are in the easy mode of the AsRock UEFI. We are in the fan status right now. The RPM of the fan is super high, but because the motor on the fan is an 8-pole motor instead of a 4-pole motor, you're gonna have to divide the RPM in half. So in reality, it's just above 1500 RPM, or like right at it. And that is the minimum that fan operates at. Moving on, in the upper left hand corner of the screen where I have it highlighted, you can see that I have the i3 7350K CPU at 4.2 gigahertz with a total of 8 gigs of memory. Below that shows both my sticks of 4 gigs of memory each. Storage is underneath that. I have my M.2 drive. Nothing else is connected. If you look at the upper right hand corner, it shows the CPU voltage, motherboard temperature, and CPU temperature. At the very bottom shows tools and CPU fan settings. I have it set to silent right now. Alright, so I just finished installing Ubuntu 16.04 onto this machine, and I'm going to start her up and let's see how everything works. Connection established. Connected to my Wi-Fi, so Wi-Fi is working. As you can see, it's Ubuntu 16.04 LTS, 8 gigs of memory, the Intel Core i3-7350K CPU, 64-bit OS, and a 256 gigabyte NvMe SSD. Well, now I'm going to start shutting this machine down, getting it ready to put into my home theater cabinet, and then I will continue installing the rest of the programs and setting the rest of it up. So until then, I'm going to shut her down and call her good. So that was my home theater PC build. If you guys have any questions or comments, or want me to do a follow-up, or how I set up the build, or what programs I used, leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.